I love how this is our first time actually like meeting in person and getting to have a conversation.
Yeah, it's so sweet. It feels so intimate.
It does, right?
I don't think I've mentioned this often. I have a second degree besides being a veterinarian. I'm also a physical therapist.
Nice.
Loved animals when I was younger and I wanted to be a vet, but I had a really traumatic euthanasia with one of my pets, and so I decided instead I wanted to do animal physiotherapy because there was a degree that was being offered not far away from my town. They cancelled the masters as I came into the program, which was like really fun, and so I was like, okay, well I can't do this, so I just did physiotherapy on its own. Hated it. Well, hate's a strong word, but people drive me crazy, like animals more. So I decided to circle back and do the degree that I wanted to do when I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
Studied for 10 years total. And then I worked in emergency for 5 years up until February when I moved here. It's really odd to me that I ended up in porn, to be totally honest, because I was super socially awkward when I was younger. I struggled to talk to people. This would have freaked me out like 10 years ago. I would have really struggled with this. And I didn't date a lot. I didn't have a lot of sexual partners. So it was a really bizarre jump for me. It was a real in the deep end moment. I always was an animal person and I always wanted to be a vet. That was always in the background. Like I always was saving the little bugs out of the pool, and I knew that was always going to be a part of my life at some point, but the porn really threw me for a loop. And it was only because a friend that was in porn suggested that I try it, and that I sat and really thought about it. And I thought about it for a solid year because I was a vet at that time. I just graduated and I didn't want to destroy my chances of working as a vet.
Right.
Like stigma is great.
Yep.
And I didn't want to lose my job. I didn't want to be looked down upon or thought of differently as a doctor, or thought that I was less intelligent just because I did porn. But I thought about it for a year and I came out to the conclusion that I just didn't care what other people thought. So I tried it and really loved it. And I didn't really start doing the creative side of it straight away. I only started my own producing when I was trying to look for companies to work for in Australia and realized I couldn't go to America, and Europe is, I would spend 20 grand every time I went to Europe for 4 to 6 weeks to shoot. And so it was unsustainable. And so I went, well, let's see if I can do this. And then it turned out I really liked it and I was good at it. And so I just kept doing it. I remember when I first started experimenting with masturbation, and I remember enjoying the feeling but feeling uncomfortable about the fact that I was doing it. I just played around because why not? It felt good. And also because I couldn't talk to boys and that didn't really feel attainable to me. I kind of explored with myself privately. I think that helped me to grow a little bit and be able to be a little bit more social with people as I got older. But at that time I didn't really understand, what I was feeling, or hormones and living in a sheltered environment. Like, I don't know what's happening. I like this, but I don't know if I should be doing this. I think the biggest one for me is pleasure doesn't equal orgasm and orgasm doesn't equal pleasure. I think that stereotypically in the way that the media has discussed sex, there's this really heavy connotation that you have to come to enjoy yourself or to be good at sex, and vice versa. And I think particularly men get so caught up in making a woman come. And orgasms are great, but there's so many different types of orgasms. And they're not necessarily the big O that everyone sees in media. And I think people need to just take a breath and calm down with that. And I think people also really struggle to talk about, I think people think that they should just know how to make a girl come. And the reality is our bodies are so, even men's bodies vary a lot, but I think with women in particular, there's a special kind of uniqueness to every person and what they need to orgasm and what they need to feel pleasure. And It's just a conversation that should be really easy, but a lot of people struggle to have that conversation. Like, what makes you turned on and what helps you? It depends. So I definitely fantasize a lot more because I'm always thinking of new creative storylines. And so definitely I'm constantly in my fantasizing about you probably. Totally.
I can't get a massage. You know.
No, I really want a happy ending. I was talking about this the other day. No one has ever offered me one. And I'm almost getting more massages because I want it to be offered to me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the dodgiest places I can fucking go to. Can someone please offer it? If you see me walk in, please give it to me.
So we're really blessed to get to work with you, and thank you so much for coming and talking to me today.
Thank you. I was like really grateful to meet you, obviously, because we talked earlier.
Yeah.
I mentioned this before as well, that when I was first getting into porn, full stop, I messaged 3 people. And I particularly messaged people that I felt like I could identify with in the porn space. And it was Jackie St. James, Holly Randall, and yourself. And you gave me a lot of your time.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it was
Thank
I really appreciate, I wasn't anyone, I didn't have a name. I don't know if I had a performer name even at that point. And you gave me a lot of good advice and time, and I think that really speaks to who you are as a person.
Oh,
and I'm
well,
very
thank
grateful.
You. Good. I'm like, I hope what I said was good.
It was good.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Excellent.
Yeah.
But all the
you
more,
hold a high bar for people in the industry.
Oh, cool.
In a positive way.
Good. Well, I'm happy to do that. So we'll see that advice get played out. I'm sure you're doing wonderfully. So thank you so much.